Well, hi there, VAP-Sketeers, and welcome to yet another episode of VAP's Puppets and Friends. I'm VAP-Chan.
And I'm VAP's assistant, Holly. Hi, everybody. So, Vappy, has anything interesting happened this week?
Well, not really. It's been kind of an uneventful week. Mostly, I've just been spending it working on making this very video you're all watching right now. Although, on Sunday, well, first of all, remember how in the previous video, when I was showing off some of my art,
I remember that, Vappy.
Good. Remember that picture I did of Mutt from the Funday Pawpet Show?
That big white shaggy dog?
Yeah, he's the host of that show. Well, one of the hosts. There's also, Rummage the raccoon and Toxie the other dog. And there are a bunch of others, but those are, the main ones you see on the newer episodes. But anyway, in the most recent episode, the one for January 5th, they actually showed off my Mutt fan art. I'm a member of their Discord, and so I posted it on there, and they ended up showing it off in the video. And they actually mentioned me by name and showed off a few of my other drawings as well. So, check that episode out if you want to see that. Also, that same night, Sunday night, January 5th, I got an anchovy bone stuck in my throat, and I was worried I was gonna die.
Were you able to get it out, Vap?
Yeah, I was.
Care to tell the VAP-Sketeers how, in case that happens to them?
Basically, I just drank a bunch of water to, flush it out. There was, a little bit still stuck, so I just, chewed on a keto tortilla. Yes, they make those.
Vap, I know.
But I just chewed on a keto tortilla and swallowed it. And the rest of the bone kind of got stuck in that, and I was able to swallow it.
Don't worry, VAP-Sketeers. Those bones are digestible. You're supposed to swallow them when you eat an anchovy.
I think they know that.
Do they? I don't think a lot of people eat anchovies anymore.
That's a good point. I think a lot of cartoons have kind of given them a bad name as, the pizza topping that nobody wants, even though they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're just really salty.
Exactly. But I like salty stuff.
I bet you do. Anyway, Vap, what's the first puppet number for today?
I'm glad you asked, Holly. The first puppet number for today will be Spindley Feltzenbaum, that little monster puppet who may or may not be the Loch Ness Monster, and he's going to be singing that nice Scottish song, Annie Laurie, alongside Graham, the Scottish raccoon twink.
Oh, that's nice. I like Graham.
Yeah, I bet you do. Take it away, Graham and Spindley. Maxwell's breeze are bonny, where early falls the dew, and 'twas there that Annie Laurie gave me her promise true, gave me her promise true, which ne'er forget will I, and for bonny Annie Laurie I'd lay me down and die.
I think we kinda fucked up there. Ah well, time for me to get wasted.
Well, howdy do once again, Vapsketeers. Maureen Morrison here, coming to you from the Haunted Castle.
And I'm Maureen's boyfriend, der Fang. So, Maureen, what do you have to show us in this episode?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, dear Fang. Since this week, Vappy hasn't done that much art that she's, allowed to show on YouTube, she said that I could show off some of my art.
Oh, that's really cool, Maureen. What did you draw?
Well, I asked some of the cast members of the show, and one surprise person who you're going to find out about in a little bit, what they would like to see, and I drew that.
Oh, neat. How about you show them to me, Maureen? And you show them to all the delicious Vapsketeers watching, too.
Fang, it's not very nice to eat the viewers.
I was just joking. It's just banter, I can't even open my mouth all the way. You ever notice that?
Oh, now that you mention it, your teeth are always gritted like that.
Yeah, I've got lockjaw or something. I guess Vappy had me built like that so I couldn't eat people. I'm so hungry. So hungry.
Fang, you're a robot, remember? A robot German lolicon vampire. I don't think robots need to eat.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, let's see your art.
Okay, the first picture I've got to show you today, I drew for Holly.
Oh, that's really cool, but why does she have a knife? I didn't think Holly was cool enough to be allowed to have lethal weapons.
Hey, I can hear you.
I don't care. You're not that cool, Holly.
I think Holly's cool. It feels weird saying cool. I feel like a dirty beatnik. But anyway, Holly really just asked me to draw a picture of her, and I decided to draw her in a cave, and then I realized she might need a knife to protect herself, so I drew her with the knife.
Oh, that's really considerate of you, Maureen. Wouldn't want Holly to, die horribly in a cave. I think that'd break Vap's mind even further than it's already been broken.
Yeah. Anyway, the next picture I drew is for Vap's girlfriend, Carmen. Well, I guess she isn't really a cast member, but she's Vap's girlfriend, so she's cast member adjacent.
And what is the picture of, Maureen?
Oh, it's of Carmen's assistant, Virgo, fighting one of the ghosts from Pac-Man.
Oh, that's a really threatening-looking ghost from Pac-Man. Normally, they're kind of cutesy and wimpy.
Oh yeah, I wanted to make him look scary, so he'd look like an actual threat against a Virgo. So you'd actually be impressed to see her killing him instead of just feeling bad for him,
Yeah, makes sense. It's a very good picture, Maureen, although, as a vampire, I'm not a very big fan of that symbol on Virgo's chest.
Oh, I'll go to the next picture then. This one I drew for Nobuko. She asked me to draw her a picture of a Dalek from Doctor Who, because, she and Vappy watch Doctor Who together a lot.
It's very nice, Maureen, but what's up with the little octopus guy?
Oh, that's the actual Dalek.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, the Daleks are a species of little octopus monsters that operate these robot-like tank suits. While I was drawing this, I forgot that the Daleks were supposed to be green, so I made him purple instead. I think he looks pretty good purple, though. Or she. I don't know how you tell a girl Dalek from a boy Dalek. Anyway, here's what I drew for Vappy. There she is, with her waifu, Yoko. Yoko was actually, I think, Vap's first waifu. And of course, now she's got a lot more. But she's always gonna care about Yoko.
And who's the one in the middle?
Oh, that's Minky Momo in her older form. Momo isn't exactly a waifu to Vap. She's more of,
an emotional support figure?
I guess. I mean, Vappy's attracted to Momo, but it's also like...
It's also like what?
I've seen Vappy have a lot of really horrible mental breakdowns, where Momo's the only person who can actually help her.
Oh, huh. That Vappy's a real piece of work.
Yeah, but we all like her, It's not bad to be schizophrenic like she is. It just means you need more help sometimes. And all of Vappy's friends and all of the waifus, they generally try to help her. I know I do. And in return, Vappy's very protective of everyone she cares about. You can see that in the comments section of basically anything insulting Momo. Or anything insulting Carmen. On to the next one. I drew this one for Lauren. Now, she just asked me to draw a picture of a house, but I felt like it would be more interesting
to make it a house in the middle of a haunted woods?
Exactly, and she didn't say I couldn't do that. All she said is she wanted a picture of a house.
That's pretty clever, Maureen. I like the stupid-looking little vulture guy in the trees.
Oh, I based him on one of the Muppets. A while back, Vappy was showing me this old Muppet special. There was this neat-looking vulture Muppet in it, so I based him on that. The Muppets had some really good monsters early on.
And now they don't have good anything.
You can say that again. Now next.
Oh wow, that one fucking rules.
Could you not use that word? But thank you. I drew this one for Vap's sister. Now, Cat isn't her real name, but she really likes cats. And when we offered to do some art for her to be in this video, we asked her what she'd like to be credited as, you know, and she just said Cat. So, Cat it is.
So, Maureen, who's the person in this picture? He kinda looks like Shimp.
Oh, that's Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. I don't know much about it because I haven't played very many video games, other than like some of the ones at the arcade that Vappy and Carmen used to go to. But I know it takes place in a haunted house, so I drew him being accosted by a zombie, the Taily-Po. Yes, the Taily-Po, that's you.
And there's some little monster in the window looking in on him.
According to Vap's sister, and I didn't know this when I was drawing this, there actually are little window monsters in Resident Evil.
Neat. Is that all?
That's all the art that I've done for this video.
It seems like somebody here is conspicuous in their absence.
Oh, who could that be? See, I did Vappy, Holly, Lauren, Nobuko, Carmen. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do one for Graham and Rudolph.
Maureen, I meant me.
I know, I was just joking. Sorry I forgot to ask you what you wanted. I'll do one for you next time, you know.
Okay, good, because I don't like being left out. It's bad enough not being able to open up my mouth all the way.
Oh, you know, Fang, I love you.
Love you too, Maureen. If I could actually open my mouth, I'd kiss you. So, there a puppet segment coming up? I like the puppets.
Yes, there is, Fang, because it's Stephen Foster Memorial Day on the 13th. You know, the man who wrote a lot of the great old songs.
A lot of the great old songs that really piss off normies because they have hilarious words in them.
Exactly. But because the 13th is Stephen Foster Memorial Day, the puppets are going to sing some of his songs. Take it away, puppets!
Down upon this Swanee River, far, far away. There's a where my heart is turning back. There's a where the old fox stays.
Come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I was going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I've come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Yeah!
The sun shines bright in the old Kentucky home. 'Tis somehow the puppets are again. The corn tops ripe and the meadows in the bloom, while the birds make music all the day. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today.
Dun, 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 dun.
We will sing
Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. Camptown racetrack 5 miles long, oh the doo-dah day. Come down there with my head caved in, doo-dah, doo-dah. I go back home with a pocket full of tin, oh the doo-dah day. Going to run all night, going to run all day. I'll bet my money on a bobtail nag. Somebody bet on the bay. Nellie Bly, bring the broom along. We'll sweep the kitchen clean, my dear, and have a little song. Poke the wood, my lady love, and make the fire burn. And while I take the banjo down, I kind of messed up there. Yeah, that's what I said. Sing for you, play for you a dulcet melody. Hi Nellie, ho Nellie, listen love to me. I'll sing for you, play for you a dulcet melody.
Thank you.
Yeah, that sure was a lot of fun, even though we kind of fucked up at the end there. I think the band leader was messing with us or something.
Shanghai chicken, when you put him in the pit, he'll eat a loaf of bread, but he can't fight a bit. The Shanghai fiddle is a funny little thing, and every time you tune him up, he goes ching ching. Oh, the Shanghai, don't bet your money on the Shanghai. Take the little chicken in the middle of the ring, but don't bet your money on the Shanghai. I go to the fair for to see the funny fowl, the double-headed chicken and the one-eyed owls. The old lame goose with no web between the toes, he kills himself a laughing when the Shanghai crows. Oh, the Shanghai, don't bet your money on the Shanghai. Take the little chicken in the middle of the ring, but don't bet your money on the Shanghai. This Shanghai's tall, but his appetite is small. He'll only swallow everything that he can overhaul. 4 bags of wheat, just as certain as you're born. A bushel of potatoes and a tub full of corn. Oh, the Shanghai, don't bet your money on the Shanghai. Take the little chicken in the middle of the ring, but don't bet your money on the Shanghai.
Well, hi again, VAP-Sketeers. VAP-Chan here to tell you another story from my childhood. I'm gonna tell you about my first favorite cartoon, or at least one of my first favorite cartoons, and how it might have kind of made me the person I am today. Now, as you know, I like cartoons a lot, and that was true for me as a little kid, too. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but a lot of my favorite cartoons as a kid, you know, things like Jabberjaw and the Hair Bear Bunch, and Rocky and Bullwinkle, and Underdog. Those had actually been made years earlier, and they were just being rerun. And, you know, I didn't realize that as a kid. I don't think any kids really realized that unless their parents, you know, were telling them, hey, I watched this when I was your age, or something like that. But in addition to the cartoons that I've already mentioned, I also really liked Pound Puppies. The 80s cartoon, not the one they made years later for the Hub, obviously. Now, I don't actually remember that many episodes of Pound Puppies. The only one I really remember was one where Whopper, the annoying little kid puppy, was lying about there being some kind of monster that was eating the other puppies. That's the only plot I actually remember. The main thing I really remember about the show is the characters. There was Cooler, who was the leader of the puppies, and he was supposed to be kind of like the Fonz, although, you know, I didn't realize that as a kid. And there was Whopper, who, as I've mentioned before, was the annoying little kid puppy who was always lying. There was Howler, who was, I think, supposed to look like Harpo Marx. He had, like, the top hat and, like, the poofy hair and everything. Although I think they made him talk, so maybe he wasn't supposed to be Harpo Marx. Maybe it was all just a coincidence. Who knows? More like who cares? Shut up, Rudolph. Anyway, there was Bright Eyes. I don't really remember her personality other than she was sort of like a teenage girl puppy. I have never gone back to rewatch this show, by the way. I know it's probably a fairly good cartoon because, you know, I liked it so much as a kid, and nearly every other cartoon I watched as a little kid that I've gone back to rewatch as an adult has been really good. But, you know, there's something about this one where actually going back to rewatch it doesn't really interest interest me. I'm more interested in my memories of it. But anyway, my favorite Pound Puppy out of all of them was Nose Marie. Now, as I said, I have never gone back to rewatch this show as an adult. I'm going entirely by my memories of it here. But I remember Nose Marie being literally the nicest, sweetest cartoon character I had ever seen up to that point as a kid. I became obsessed with her as a little kid, basically because of how fucking nice she was to all the other puppies. And I know some people are going to think that that sounds stupid, but you have to remember, when I was a kid, I got pretty badly abused. I'm not going to go too far into it here, but I was basically getting the shit beaten out of me every single day. So I guess it was something where seeing a cartoon character who was genuinely fucking nice to everybody really meant something. And here's the part where I'm going to tell you how I think this show, and specifically Nose Marie, might have affected me into my adulthood. When I was a little kid, I don't know where I got this other than presumably my grandparents found it at a yard sale. But I had this red sweater with a large picture of Bright Eyes and Nose Marie from the Pound Puppies on it. I don't remember any of the other characters being on it, just the two girl Pound Puppies. And this is kind of odd, because you'll remember I'm trans. At the time, everybody just saw me as a boy, and I had a family who would get mad at the idea of me wearing a pink shirt, because that was considered too girly and too gay looking. So I don't know how this Pound Puppies shirt with just the girl Pound Puppies on it slipped past them, but it did. And I have this very distinct memory of being a little kid wearing this fucking Pound Puppies sweater and just being incredibly happy and like wishing that I was Nose Marie from the Pound Puppies. Now, people can argue, how young can you really say that a person is trans? Well, I mean, don't argue about that in the comments, please. But, you can argue about how young a person can be trans at all you want. But my childhood obsession with Nose Marie from the Pound Puppies that kind of culminated with me wanting to be her as a little kid, I think that's the earliest memory I have of kind of being trans. I'm not really sure how to end this story. Honestly, this story's probably gonna make a lot of people really mad at me. But, here's Torvald the Tiger and Rags the Bear miming to a Billy Jones and Ernest Hare record. Enjoy.
Say, Doc,
What is it, Bill?
do you think I'll live to be 100 years old?
Well, I don't know. Let me see. Do you smoke?
No.
Do you drink?
No.
Do you stay out late at night?
No, sir.
Do you run around with the flappers?
I should say not.
Well, what in the world do you want to live to be 100 years old for?
Well, anyway, there's something wrong with me.
Well, there must be if you come to me.
Well, there will be if I pay you.
Do you mean that you won't pay me?
Why, how much do I owe you, Doc?
Well, now let me see. You owe me for 4 visits already, and this makes 5.
Well, put it all on one bill and I'll disappoint you in a lump. Oh, tell me, doctor, what can be wrong with me?
Say, have you got a headache or water on the knee?
Well, someone said I'm full of prunes, that's why I'm sad and blue.
Say, here's the only remedy.
Please tell me what to do.
Why, oranges, even more oranges. From California.
I don't know, I'll get myself a sun-kissed maiden.
And I'll bet you like her orange Aiden.
Oh, the fruit of the old apple tree.
Here's a lot of applesauce today. Say, why oranges, even more oranges. From California.
Oh, tell me, doctor, what is this pain right here?
If you had waited 1 day more, you would have died, I fear.
Well, is the case a chronic one? I'd love to know, oh, gee.
I write a nice prescription, sir.
Oh, doctor, let me see.
Why, oranges, eating more oranges. From California.
You know my sweeties, very fond of fruities.
Well, go buy a box of sun-kissed beauties.
You can go there and eat them, you see.
It's a great investment any day. Say, why oranges, eating more oranges. From California. Why oranges, eating more oranges. From California. Go get yourself a sun-kissed maiden. I'll bet you like her orangeade. Oh, the fruit of the old apple tree is a lot of applesauce today. Why oranges, eating more oranges. From California.
Ha ha, unfortunately, oranges are so high in sugar that they would kill me if I ate them.
Vamp, you are getting enough vitamin C, right?
Oh yeah, I take vitamin C pills. But anyway, that's our show, Vapsketeers. We'll be back again, hopefully next week, with more cartoons and puppets for you to enjoy. And like I always try to say, I want you to all remember that God loves you, even if you're trans and schizophrenic and autistic and a lolicon like I am. I want you to remember that. Even if everybody else in the world thinks you're just a crazy, perverted piece of shit, God still cares about you. Even if it seems like he doesn't. He's gonna be looking out for you. I promise you that. It's been a fun episode.
Yeah, it has.
We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yep, bye for now, Vapsketeers.
Oh, and don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a comment and to like the video and to subscribe to Vappy's channel if you haven't already. We'd all really appreciate it, you know. Bye for now.